What's going on, YouTubes? Let's have another recap. So if you missed the last video, I got to play a little snippet here for you, and we got to get into this real quick. Pay attention. Let's get into it. Well, right here, 21,335.91. Okay. So this is going to be a first tag, and that's going to be a magnet. So as long as we stay under 21,456.81, we're going to continue that drain. And a lot of that reason is because of our friends over at NVIDIA. We have Wednesday earnings like we covered in our last live stream for NVIDIA, and that could set the tone for the semiconductor sell-off for the chippies, right? And if we lose this weekly golden pocket that we have right here, I'll show you where the targets are going to be. Anything under for Tuesday and Wednesday, obviously leading into ER for NVIDIA. We're going to stick any trend under that 50. We're going to fill up this weekly. So this entire thing is going to be red biased under 21,456.81. That is the 50. Pretty much call it 21,500, right? Good psychological half whole dollar. So even if this pops up for a little bit overnight, does whatever it wants to do, we should continue to the 21K. I know it's a long way down, but that's where we're going to go. Welcome to the 21K bottom show. So 21K from yesterday's YouTube video was our outlook. What does that look like now for today? This is the section we're waiting on. And I said overnight, doesn't matter if it's going to walk all the way back up. It will turn to 21,456 weekly. As long as we hit a resistance here and go under, we will return to 21,000. Okay, so let's get into the day trades that we were kind of killing off here today. Had a couple different long trades out of the open for scalps that did not manifest on QQQ. It's fine. We didn't take any because we didn't have any confirmations, and I didn't have any internet. So I got sacked this morning. I only made $2,300 or so. Should have been a lot more. I got kicked out of the trades because I had internet issues. It's all fixed up now, and we're back. So if you listen to that last YouTube video, I explained why underneath 21,456 resistance, and we will end at 21,000 coming into either today or tomorrow's ER for NVIDIA. So target hit. Now, let's take a quick peek here at the couple different trades that I wanted to see. We had a really big 5-minute end of the day no GP candle right here, and 1450. Okay, so Central Time. So this golden pocket right here had no tag on it. So what I wanted to do was get into the action of getting a support run all the way up to that GP, and then finding yesterday's lows. Okay. Excuse me. Ooh. Yesterday's lows, let me hide the gap finder here, is this little blue dash line. So in my Discord, in the premium, I said long to yesterday's lows, looking good, boys. And we've seen this come off our support right here, 2618 to the downside, 517. We called a couple different ones here for temporary support and pre-market. We hit the 3 down, 1, 2, 3. This was 21,300 on NQ. I said it's looking good on support here. We had a 3 up move. 1, 2, 3. And here's yesterday's lows. So we made the long all the way up to yesterday's lows on the call squeeze. Perfect. Okay. That was a good trade to the upside. That's where we made most of our money today. Now, in the opening drive here, I wanted to see the gap close on yesterday's lows, but we shied it by a little bit, which is perfectly fine. Over under, this was that target it needed to be over anyway. So you see this pressing came into that 100 EMA, 200 SMA, even the VWAP, 666, a huge mess of resistance, 519.11 fib. We had a lot of stuck traffic of resistance here for poor little NQ. It tried its hardest right here on minute 836, but we just couldn't get it. Now, the trade call that I said was anything over the 10, okay? And pre-market low is about the lowest you could go. 9 a.m., we're waiting for that data, right? And that could have been a nice reversal, but we had a leak down, no big deal. The thing is, we did leave a gap on the daily chart again now. So 519.51, yesterday's high-low fib. Here's the low, right? And the blue dotted line, here's the top of the day. So if we look on that daily chart on the open, that's what creates gaps, right? So our little gap indicator showing you here. Nice little daily chart with a sliver gap. It's not much, but between yesterday's lows and today's highs, there's a gap. Now, SPY did not do that. SPY, you'll hear me say a lot of the time on the channel, is always the better trader, okay? It's always just a bit. It's the one to use. SPY is always a better trader. It's not as fun. It's not as liquid. If you trade ES futures overnight, my hat's off to you. I don't know how you do it, but it is a barcodey mess. Now, here's yesterday's lows and close here on the SPY. SPY was working out really good this morning on that uptrend, but Tesla was a huge downside morning, dragging our friend QQQ and NQ down. So we did have 597 as a little bit of a support in yesterday's lows, clearly washed through everything here on the SPY sport. So SPY was trying its hardest to do its little retrace to allow Qs to come up to yesterday's lows for the scalp, and then we could have found out whatever we wanted to do after that. But one of the big takeaways here for the short side was I only wanted to pop to short. We could have retraced as high as, 597. We can go pretty far today if we wanted to, up into the GP land in half candle, but dang mouse. The only longs persisted for us, and this is our normal rule. So it wasn't like we were long and hoped for a big long all day. We dumped it under yesterday's close, and that's game over. Once the huge daily candle, produces a close, this one was right here at 597. About 30 or so here. The white dash line, that's yesterday's close. We needed trend above yesterday's close in order to push back up to some of these higher targets we wanted into the 599s anyway. So once we've seen that crack lose yesterday's close lows, your bias should have been swapped immediately, and especially off that 9 a.m. Now, interestingly enough, we have a no GP tag, right? 423.60. I set some limits for my 21K bounce, and I missed them because I was on mobile. No internet, of course. And I just want to show you where I got these again, because this was a big deal for us. This is a no tag Fibonacci. So on this channel, you see me do the high-low of candles all the time, right? And then that center is the golden pocket. Well, this is the second to the last candle of the day, right? See that? That's the last live candle. It goes into after hours here. So this has no golden pocket. And as you see, the trail of candles, most of these candles hit the 50% retrace of all the other candles around them, right? One stuck up here, but this big old guy kind of stuck out to me. So we fibbed out high-low, pointed him to the downside because that was going to be an algo that I wanted to see because of the range, which is the size of that candle, the timing, which is right at the end of the day, and no GP tag. So I drew some fibs, high-low on that boy, and I sent him to the downside, and that is the bottom of the day. So very strong algo system there for that. Really nice too on that MACD cross actually, midday. And a lot of the time my group also knows reversal times are like 10:30, 11, right? 10:30, 11. That's central time for me. That's when the Euro close comes on. So a lot of times I tell my group to, hey guys, if it's 10:30, 11, look for the turnaround or the progression, right? So here's 10:30, 11, boom, right when it came into that fib, good turnaround point. Now, if you wanted to play this long, which again, I'm just going to do some recaps on some of the trades I would have looked for intraday here on the way back up because of this tag on that no GP tag that we just got. This is another case at 10:45 Central, right into that Euro close where we have another candle that has no GP. And what I mean by that is you make a high, you make a low marker on your fib, take that candle, and if there's no golden pocket tag in the center, there's an opportunity to come back to that center, and there's also an opportunity for the Fibonacci extensions on the way up to become really good support resistance. Let's take a peek. Let's move this to the right. See where she landed. Weird. Exactly at 423 again. Same as the candle at the last position of yesterday, second to last position. That's the one that just picked the bottom of today. Now it picked also the top. So that means that this will be on watch later on. We're going to make a note of 591.50 in our notes and how you would have played this. Well, there's no GP, right? So when you made that fib, anything above the 100 goes up to the 1618 and 2618. Now, these price levels become your confirmational trend levels. You could use one Fibonacci and a VWAP, and I could trade everything with it without hesitation, even without oscillation indicators, just watch for the confirmation. We made this one fib up, pushes, right, hits the 1618. The rule is generally once the fib breaks out and hits the 1618, there is a high probable, right, back test of the 100 fib. Notice 592.22, that's the top of the candle. So obviously a range breakout, back test support, which is prior highs become support, or prior resistance becomes new support, right? And we have the fibs to help us out. So if you walked up, the 1618 travels back to the 100, then has an opportunity to go to the 2618. We got to squeeze past there. Great. But now notice, what did we recover? This big purple dash line. That's the VWAP, okay? So notice we're on the top side of the VWAP now. Trend is friend. Utilize the 1618 support again right here, and ding right into yesterday's lows and 596.48, which is that 423 fib. So I would have looked for that reversal if I could have been trading a little bit later on in the day. Now, what's to come? Well, NVIDIA ER is coming up, and we need to do some daily chart structure looks here, guys. Oh, I'm already on SPY. So we need to go to the daily chart here, and we got to talk about these daily candles, okay? We don't have a gap on SPY. And if you've been following the channel and following the calls, we came out and we said, Well, this candle, which is February 3rd, right? Yep. We have a no GP tag, so this is where we're going to go. Same system I just showed you on the 5-minute, works on the daily, 4-hour, hour, whatever you trade, start using Fibonacci's. It's not an indicator. It's literally the essence of life itself, okay? It's much more important than an indicator. So this 3rd of February candle, high-low, does what? Same thing I just told you in intraday. Pushes back off the 100, hits the 1618. Back test, the 100. Rips up to wherever it went. Doesn't really matter. We missed the 2618 by a little bit, but again, does not matter. No GP, no GP. Same candles. If you've been watching our videos for the last couple of weeks, we were very adamant on coming back to the GPs of this candle. What's better than failing after an all-time high and then profit take leading into the biggest ticker bubble ever from NVIDIA, right? AI. Everything is AI, AI, AI. Now, this is going to be the first earnings NVIDIA has suffered since the DeepSeek news that's been shaking and rocking the market. We got a lot of MACD backwards. We're crossing that RSI too, and we made it down to that 100 EMA as we talked about as well. So we hit a lot of our short targets here. Notice that trend is friend here coming up. If you watch my live streams, you know where we're going to go. If we start cracking that NVIDIA and we start flushing, we know exactly where the dip buy is going to be and exactly the short target. And I'm not going to go over it on this video, but we have it on lock. So the February 3rd candle, again, if you watched the last couple videos, I said she was coming down from 595.43 and filling up that candle. Boom, boom. We obviously weren't just going to flush right through the 100 EMA after a 4th red day of panic into the ER. Now, being Tuesday, tomorrow's the big day. Wait, it's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Awesome. Now, 27th, 6th, 26th, tomorrow, we're going to be looking at that after hours NVIDIA. Now, here's the prediction. Where are we going to go? Two things are going to happen here. We're in a constant downtrend right now. Not only did we make 1 or 2, but 3 now, because we're going to start yesterday over here. Candles with no GP tag. Okay? So if I were to start fresh, I'm going to teach you guys this. This is how I would break down this analysis. This candle, I would check for a GP tag. High, low. Do we got one? Hell nah. We do not. Next candle. Do we have a GP tag? Absolutely not. You can see it right there. Womp. Next one. Obviously not. It's not Wednesday, Brandon. So how the hell can we have fibs? Okay, so when we go into the next, we have 100 EMA and this whole candle here of no GPs, no GP, no GP, no GP. Now that's fine. That just means we have a very big potential retrace back to these candles eventually, right? Because I believe we're going to see all-time highs 1 more or 2 more times at least this year. I called for 2 all-time highs. This is our second one. I'm hoping we get to 1 more. We'll see. I hope that wasn't that fast. In February, we're already done, but hope we'll go for a 3rd. Let's hope I'm wrong about 2. Now, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to show you exactly the long play you want to play tomorrow. This is what it's doing. Don't play anything else. SPY or QQQ. I'm only going to break down SPY because I'm going to trade QQQ tomorrow. If you can figure it out, you'll be fine. GP is right here, 594.71, 592.74. Okay, 61.8 to 38.20. That's the golden pocket. Where did I get it? Yesterday's highs. Yesterday's lows. This is obviously today, but bear with me. So when the candles open up tomorrow, and whatever it does in pre-market, doesn't really matter to me, we are going to hold anything above 592.74 will launch itself back to a potential of 596.14. I'm not even going to tell you why it's going to do that. It's on the screen. We'll see if you can figure it out. Maybe comment. Maybe comment. All right. So this is the outlook. Anything above 592.74 is coming back to 596.14. So if we hold the GP above that yesterday's close, we're going to get a rip rally up. And then, well, whatever NVIDIA does, it does. We don't gamble anything. So once the earnings are out, we're going to structure that high-low. We're going to watch how everything's going to start moving around. And this is going to be our only outlook. This is all we need for tomorrow. I'll show you what we're going to do on the futures as well. Now, notably, I do want you guys to pay attention here where these GPs are over here. If we start to break back up or we get like a monster green day where it's just off the GP of today's candle, we get really long off 593, it's going to come up. It's going to be the GP of this candle right here, 224. We're gonna come somewhere around that 600. Not looking for that yet. Not looking for any of that. I'm really hoping for the NVIDIA panic is what I'm hoping for, and we're gonna slam all the way down to my, well, I'm not gonna go over in here. All my short targets I made. Check the live video. I have all the predictions on our last live just this past Sunday here. Is when it's at. Give it a look. Shows you all the targets. So if we get that NVIDIA slide, I know exactly where we're going. We already called it. I know exactly where the dip buy hopefully is. Last but not least, I want to do futures real fast. We're going to do NQ here. And again, remember we called the beginning of the video you've seen here. Boop, 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 boom. I'm going to kill off this one. We said anything under that, pretty much 21,500 we gave it in that last video. And I said it was going to come down to 21,000. Okay, blah, 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 400 points done. Now, where else can it go? Well, same thing applies to here as it's going to apply to any daily, any weekly that we have. If I back up right here, I'll show you a magic of where we got these weeklies, right? The all-time high week range. That's right, the 22,450 all the way down. This is 1 week's range. That's the old Powell dump back there, okay? So 21,000 was that short call. Boom, we're right here. We talked about this big wick range where we could potentially wash that with NVIDIA coming up. And now the continuation metric that we need. What is it? Well, we have a pretty good opportunity to find a little bit of a bounce before the NVIDIA earnings. So again, if 21,000 holds, even temporarily, because we closed above that 100 EMA here, or about to anyway, 9 more minutes left of the market of the futures. We're going to close hopefully above that above that 100 EMA, and then we're going to see a potential pop. Same thing applies. I'm going to high-low fib today. Boom, boom, and 5 p.m. open right here is going to direct my day trade scalp. I'm going to go into my minute chart. I'm going to make sure I don't have any specialties here on the gap. I didn't check them yet. Negative. Do have some weird no GPs way up there. Not going to worry about those. Okay. Nope, we're clear. All right. So with the 21,000 bounce done and over, we're going to see the over under right here. So honestly, it's anything above 21,167.31. That's simple as that. We're going to look for yesterday's close as well. This whole range is going to be green bound, but this is only for after hours. Obviously, we're going to get way more if we decide to get a bounce off that 100 EMA. But after hours, let's say it opens up just, let's say right here, random. We're going to close in the next 9 minutes. We close pretty much right on the 50 is my guess. Come down, either hold yesterday's close, which is going to be whatever it is. This is not yesterday's close. Today is yesterday, right? So we're going to wait for that close. We're going to see where the yesterday's close line is. It's going to be white dash, but I feel anything 21,170 and above. So if this becomes support, we have a full range back up to continue a higher high from this. And we just got to stay above the volume weighted average price and 100 EMA collectively. Those are going to be my intraday outlooks, because we bounced that big 21,000. We came up and we just did fuck all. Just no chop. Just nothing sandwich. Absolutely nothing sandwich. So what you want to do is you want to take that golden pocket range, right? Because you can see it developing the golden pocket range, which is kind of funny. The high low of today can be used as a high low Fibonacci, right? Because obviously your high is here for that dump, your low is here. And if you were to fib out here to here, it already makes the golden pocket here. So you can see the price action getting trapped in the high low golden pocket that it was developed from the same day. But we work off first tag metrics a lot. So from here to here, all these are going to be first tags of the new day, Wednesday. Well, it's not really Wednesday, it's Tuesday night into Wednesday. So when this reopens, anything 21,167 and above, up to 21,270. That's only the scalp, but I don't really care what it does after that. We've already had a really tough sell onto the week into NVIDIA. We're right at that 100 EMA. We have had support multiple times on that 100 EMA. We've never been this low on the RSI, so I'm not talking about bounce reversals. We called all these bounce reversals here. We called all these longs to all-time highs as long as we stayed above it and started closing these big wicks. We did exactly what we needed to do here. Q's made it, obviously, and Q doesn't. It's a little bit off. But this opportunity that we see is going to be temporary. So it's going to be the biggest over-under is your watches. Are we trending below the 100 EMA? Obviously, don't worry about the bounce. If we are holding the 100 EMA daily, green level, it's at 21,142.52 right now. And then attach that fib right there, 21,167.31. Both of these things are going to be your little alibi of support for a temporary long, right? Up to as high as 21,277. Now, VIX is very high, 19, what did it close at? 1950. So these candles might look small on the screen, but they are not small in the slightest, okay? So some of these candles, I want you guys to pay attention to these micros, because these little suckers here, like this little guy right here, 48 points on the NQ. This little guy on the way back down, 4-minute range, 97 points, okay? So when the VIX is high, you know, a lot of people blow up their crap here on NQ because they look like normal little candles, but they're not. When the VIX is high, these candles are huge, okay? They might not look good on the screen, but the range is deadly. So 2116 area there. The 100 EMA. I hid this study that puts it on my intraday. Bam. Okay, so the 100 EMA is right here at 2114.280. Based based at the intraday, and based. So this neon green line, which if you don't have your daily lines inside your charts, if you join us here at Boiler Room Trading, links in the description, I hand out these codes for free. So we have the 100 EMA that shows up in our intraday chart on the 5-minute, right? So this daily double bottom 100 EMA here is going to be our support. Anything above this whole channel right here, 2116, is going to be a beautiful support. 2115 is a little bit better of a psychological number. So watch 21,150, let it run up 21,277. So here to here again is going to be monstrous. 121 points. Okay. Crazy. So that's prediction. If not, I'm gonna let her just chop and go. It doesn't matter what it does to me, because after NVIDIA earnings, we are gonna know a lot more of what to expect coming up. So thanks for tuning in, guys. The link's in the description if you want to watch me do this live. I trade every single morning that I can here. Unless the internet goes out, we're live. We're deducing and breaking down these plays. We're posting in the premium Discord all the time, and navigating and helping people through their trades. Number one, this is not an alert service. I am not here to feed these trades. I do not spoon feed. Do not join my service if you're looking for handout trades. That is nuts. Don't do that. So if you want to see me on the next YouTube video, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Trade safe.